Welcome to another night of the Master Band Millionaire Barber. Tonight, we have Chris of Buff Salon and Buff Nail Academy from out of North Carolina. As you see, she's a woman of excellence, a woman of integrity. Her salon is off the chain. I've never seen anybody open a school with a grand opening like she did. I mean, you saw it on Instagram. It was like a party. It was like a big extravagant wedding. The ribbon cutting. I mean, she was decked out, diamond, everything, family. I'm not going to take up a lot of time. Chris is going to tell y'all where she's been, all her accomplishments, and what's coming in for the future. So, Chris, tell us who you are, but we want the backstory too, because it ain't always been like this. You ain't always had the glitz, the glamour. So let's get started. It's yours.
Okay. Well, thanks, Chen, for having me and my school and business. I'm excited to be here tonight. I just got off at like 7, came home and had dinner with my husband. So I'm like here ready just to be an open book for everybody. So as Chen said, I just opened my nail school last week. We started classes. We got a 99 from State Board. It was a little bit of a fight to get it, but I'm so super excited and blessed that it happened. For those of you who want to know more about me, I'm from originally from Detroit by way of California. I've lived in DC and now I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I've been here for 12 years. So to say that it's been a ride is probably an understatement. I grew up in the salon though, so my mom was a cosmetologist with me growing up. I was that little girl sitting in the back of the hair salon, coloring, playing with fashion plates and makeup, all that kind of stuff, an only child. So those of you who work in a salon, you know what I'm talking about. If you have kids, that you take them to work with you, they're in the back. We didn't have handheld games back then. So it was just like, you're gonna color, you're gonna write, you're gonna read or whatever until you get of age. And then you start doing everything with your friends and going out. So that was my life growing up. That's mostly what I remember. My mom in a salon. She had a very large salon in Detroit and she was like the Jerry Curl, the Jerry Curl Center. I remember her always talking about just like all the people that she would have in there, and she had employees. And I just kind of grew up watching that. But so I am a 3rd generation entrepreneur and a 2nd generation beauty business entrepreneur. And I'm just excited to be here. My daughter is a 3rd generation beauty business entrepreneur and my daughters rather, 4th generation entrepreneurs. So that in itself, I guess as part of my elevator pitch is pretty exciting, and it makes it seem like things have been easy, but it hasn't. There's been lots of bad decisions along the way, and thankfully lots of good decisions that have kind of overshadowed the bad decisions. Let me see. I've been doing nails for probably most of my life. I can remember being like 7 years old, polishing my grandmother's nails. So to say that this was what I was supposed to do, I feel like it really was, or really is what I was supposed to be doing. But I did go to school for engineering, aerospace at Northrop University in California. So that just wasn't for me. I knew that I was going to be coming back to this. So here I am this many years later, but I've been professionally doing nails for 33 years. I own Buff Salon here in Charlotte. I now own Buff Beauty Academy, Buff Nail Academy. It will be a Buff Beauty Academy, meaning cosmetology, in a few years. I'm just working out details with my daughter who needs to hang her license here so we can have a cosmetology school. But I think that's probably where I can start.
Yeah, now tell us when you when it first came to your mind to want to do a school, because we got there are a million nail techs, but it's not a lot of nail school owners, and it's not a lot of people of color nail school owners. So for you to do that's just at a whole nother level. So what even got you to thinking to do a nail school? Because most people, I'm not saying small as a salon or suite or whatever, but for a school, that's thinking big. That's like the pinnacle, the top. So tell us about that.
Okay, so like during the shutdown, my friend 𝗪𝗏, who is also one of your students and who also has a school, we would talk, regularly. And she was like, I'm tired of, doing nails. We got to do something else. And for years, Mary and I talk about opening different businesses together or different kinds of projects that we could do together. And it just never kind of worked. But she said, hey, I start following this guy who helps people open schools. He has a program. Do you think he would be interested? And I was like, oh, that sounds, pretty interesting. And she was like, I'm going to go for it, sis. I'm going to do it. And you should do it too. So she gave me the information. It was actually at a good time that she gave it to me because I had the resources to be able to do it. My husband had some resources as well. So it was like, okay, we're going to buy the program and figure this out. Mary got a bit of a head start on me because she had already been studying for her instructor's exam. And at the time I did not have my instructor. So I would say this was probably June, July that we started talking about it. And at that point, she was already, like I said, getting her instructor's license. And I said, well, I'm gonna have to get my instructor's license too. In North Carolina, I didn't really know what all that entailed, but I knew I teach all the time. So I challenged the board. I studied really hard. She did help me with that as well. I studied really hard. I challenged the board. And what that means in North Carolina is you've been licensed for more than 2 years. And you say, you know what, I'm not even going to school. I'm going to study on my own. And I'm going to come to the board and I'm going to take the test. That's both the written and the practical exam. So I did that for both the manicuring side and for the aesthetic side. So I'm a licensed educator or instructor in both manicuring and aesthetics.
Okay. Keep going. And so you took the test.
So I took the test. I passed all of them.
If you went to engineering school, we already know you passed the test.
Well, yeah, I like to pass tests. That's my thing. So if I don't pass highly, I feel defeated. So just like having that 99, I was just like, why would they give me a 99? Like, why? My husband, he just take the pass. But for me, it just means something different to get like a high score because I've really worked hard for it. So took the test, we bought the program from you before I even took the test. So we're going through all the material and going through all the things. It's like, wow, okay, we can make this happen. My husband, he's pretty good with computers. So, cut, copy, paste, cut, copy, paste, cut, copy, paste. And found a lot of, I guess, shortcuts that we wouldn't have even known just from having a program. So that has been helpful in itself. And then one of the things that you talked about was the hardest part is finding a space, that's the hard part. So for me, I really was kind of over being in the salon just because of like COVID and just people. And, the more I listened to your masterminds, like, do you want to die behind the chair? Like, I know you have a salon, but is that just it? So I was willing to, if I couldn't find a salon, literally close my salon and make that a school because I have a 15-year lease where I'm at and I'm uptown in Charlotte. So that was my initial plan. And then, I would just be driving around and I found the location that I'm at now. And I feel really blessed to have it. So now I have the school in one location and my salon is still open. So my thought is that as people graduate from the school, they'll be able to go work in the salon. And the ladies who are in the salon now, I'll open another salon and they can go work there, and we'll just be kind of feeding the process like that. I'm creating my own competition, I guess. But I've seen some guys here in my market, Damien and Jermaine, that own Greece, and they've done the same model and it's worked perfectly for them. So if it worked for them, it can work for me. It's gonna work for me.
Oh, yes, it's gonna work. Paul Mitchell has been doing it. Yeah. So keep going. So you find the building.
So I find a building, start working with the owners. They are like some of the richest people in the country, the Rothwell family. They own this particular business park. My school is 4 minutes from my house. I would have never probably driven past this place, but I really do believe that, you know, like if God puts a desire for something in your heart, he's going to make sure that it comes to pass. So it just has happened. I don't want to say it's been an easy process, but it has not been as hard as I thought it would be, because it's something that I really want to do and, you know, really want to serve and help people.
Now, when you hear me talk about dying behind the chair and all that, I mean, what would go through your mind? I mean, what would you think of when I would say stuff like that?
When I would hear that, I would be thinking about my clients who are like, oh, you went on vacation. Oh, like you can't leave us. Like we're together, we're in a relationship. And I would be like, no, we're not. You know, and I start feeling like, you know, you want me to be mindful of your time. And, you know, if you have to change your appointments and do things like that, but then I can't do it. And it would always kind of be like this energy of weirdness. And then it just kind of helped that with COVID, some people were like, oh, I don't want to sign the consent form. And I'm just like, you know, I don't have to deal with this anymore. I've been doing this long enough. I'm not going to deal with it. So, but when you would say like dying behind the chair, okay, just kind of, there's a barber shop next door to me, and the guys have been there for like 26 years. And so when you start saying that to me, I would look at them and be like, I don't want to be the old lady nail tech, like, you know, not relevant, you know, like, come on, baby, let me, you know, have these clients that I've been doing for 20 years or something. And they just coming to me out of, you know, sheer like sympathy, not really because I can really do nails anymore. You know, my eyes aren't as crisp and I can't hear, and I'm trying to go to the trade shows. I see it all the time when I go to the trade shows, you know, women that are like 70, you know, standing there talking to Tammy Taylor, like, oh, I've been using your products since forever. And I'm just like, when you would say that to me, I'm like, I don't want to be that person. I want to still be able to enjoy my life and enjoy my career and, you know, have something to pass on to my children and grandchildren.
So when did it click? Like, when did it actually click after listening? Or were you talking to your husband one day, or when did it actually click?
Okay, so a couple of years ago, I have a client who owns a tax business. She's an accountant, and she wanted to like get rid of some money. Like, hey, I want to do something. I want to invest with you. You know, you're really smart. And at the time, I was like, okay, well, I'll open a school. And this just didn't happen because she wanted someone else to be involved, and I was just like, no, I'm not going to do it. But the desire never really went away. I've never seen anybody that looked like me that owned a school. You know, I've never. Like, I have a friend who is Vietnamese that owns a nail school. Actually, this nail school I had to go to when I moved here to Charlotte because I wasn't licensed. I was doing nails for 20 years and wasn't licensed in Detroit, which is not uncommon, but that's just the way it is. And I, you know, had often asked her for help and would ask her questions and would just never get help. And so for me, it wasn't that I didn't think it was possible, but I've just never seen it. So I just didn't even know what the process looked like, you know, what you have to do, how much money does it take, or any of that, you know. And so your program and watching you and just the information that you provide, either through like your videos with other owners that would come on there, I'd be like, well, shit, if they can do it, I know I can do it. And you would even say that to me. So
Yeah, because I mean, you're not the average nail school owner or nail technician or nail salon owner. I mean, most of them are, you know, graduate from high school or GED or whatever. I mean, you're like college educated. So we got people with schools that's got a 7th grade education, and
right.
that's it. So with you seeing them and watching the YouTube videos, because you can kind of tell a person's education level and intellect just by listening to them talk. Yeah, you can.
Right.
So did that make you feel like, what? Tell me about that.
That made me feel like, you know, if they can do it, I can do it. Not just education level, but just like business acumen, just certain things that I would see watching their videos or just looking at their page and the way they do things. I'm just like, yeah, if they can have a school and be successful, I'm going to just blow it through the roof.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you signed the lease on the building.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Sign a lease. My initial lease 3 years. I negotiated to get like my flooring done. So the nice floors that you see, the oak wood flooring, they painted for me. I got like a couple months for free. it just has been a really good, it's just has happened really good. And let me just say this too. One of the reasons that it was able to happen so easily for me, I was able to get some COVID grants through the city of Charlotte for small business innovation for my salon. So I was able to use those monies towards my school, because a lot of things that I said I would do as far as innovation, I'm doing through the school and giving back to the community. So that helps, as well as I use some of that money to start a nonprofit foundation. So that's an arm of the business that, like, say, if a person wants to donate to the foundation to sponsor a student, then they can do that and get the write-offs. So.
Okay. Now, can we go to your Instagram page and you tell us a little bit about this grand opening?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to share the page.
Okay.
Let's see. We're going to go to Instagram. Let me pull it up. Pull up Instagram. Can you see the Instagram page?
No.
All right. So let me go here and we're going to share this. What about now?
Yes.
All right. So let me scroll through here. I wanted to see those grand opening pictures. Is that on the salon page or this page?
That's the salon page right there.
All right. So tell us about this right here.
Okay, so that was the virtual open house. That was the day after the grand opening, and that was just really for people who didn't want to come to the grand opening. So that was the day after. The one with the white dress, that was the actual grand opening. But
This one,
that's my mom. The one right below it with me in a white dress.
Let's see. Now let me go back. So that's your mom.
Mm-hmm.
And then we should be able to go. Okay.
So those are all her pictures. She's 74. So I put those,
look good.
Yeah, so I put those up for her birthday. And then that was me at the grand opening with my mom.
Now, how did it feel to have your mom here, for her to see you open a school?
Well, one of the crazy things is my mom has been super, super supportive through all this. Like, my mother bought all the desks. She bought all the chairs for the students. What else? She bought the refrigerator for the kitchen, because I was like, I don't want a refrigerator because I don't want to have to deal with people cleaning it out. The COVID thing. We have this thing that when you walk in, it takes your temperatures, like stands up. It's like $1,000 kind of thing. You stand up, you put your forehead to it when you come in the building, and it takes your temperature and makes you get hand sanitizer. She insisted on buying that. I mean, my mother has been super, super supportive, and she says that she's very proud. And that was one of the things that I was saying to her, I hope I'll make you proud with this.
Now, what's the name of your classroom? I named my classroom after my mama.
Oh.
That's what I did, because my mom's an educator. And when I had my little bitty raggedy school in 1998, I had a little sign, you know how they have in college? And I had my mama's name there.
Oh, I may have to do that. So my mother, she also has a cosmetology instructor license, and my grandmother was a school teacher. So I guess I'll have to name the something after my mom. But she is the president of the advisory council through the foundation.
Okay.
She did have to get a title. So she's the president of the advisory council, meaning like she can tell other people what to do, just not me. Yeah.
I'm sure she's proud of you.
I hope so.
Now,
there were lots of times in which she wasn't proud of me. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure too.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, when you told me you was from Detroit.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep going.
You already knew.
But tell us about this.
Okay, so that was the actual it was the ribbon cutting. So my daughters are there with me. I had a DJ, it was catered. We had like servers hand serving food, hors d'oeuvres and everything. So that's the school, that's the backdrop. It's still up, actually. Those balloons, I mean, they cost enough, but they're up. They said they'll be up for like 8 weeks. So we had the ribbon cutting, we had the real scissors. And so let me just, if you can pause right there. So
Yeah.
I did send out an Evite to my clients, sent out, Evite, hey, just want to let you know what I'm doing. Kind of the pre-funeral that we talked about. I'm thinking like they'll come to that and they'll understand like I'm probably not going to be doing nails anymore. So send out, the Evite, invite people to come, tell them come see the school and stuff, and, put the information in there. So that was before our governor had re-shut us down. But at this point, I'm full steam ahead. I bought my dress, I bought my shoes, people were coming in from out of town. And when I opened that door and saw all those people, all I kept thinking was, oh my God, this is about to be a super spreader event. Like, what am I gonna do? But we opened the door and it was so many people, like just there, excited and ready to wish me well on my new venture. Even though they were like, okay, so then what day are you gonna be at the school? And what days are you going to be at the salon doing nails? And I'm like, I'm not. And so, yeah, that's a whole nother, that's a whole nother thing. Yesterday, I finally, or night before last, I moved my things out of the salon. So I have a salon manager now, which, in the past I didn't have because I wasn't really, I guess, comfortable relinquishing control to anybody. So now I have a salon manager and I have some other ladies that are very talented working. And so I don't have a station anymore at my salon. So it's.
So you fired all your clients?
Yes. So I just had a quick funeral. It was more like a cremation, like, hey, you can't book me anymore. Well, I didn't say it because when they go out there, they be like, I've been trying to book and it just keeps saying you don't have anything available. And I just say, yeah. So like, can I get on the wait list? I'm like, there's no wait list. Well, can I be a demo person? Because that was one of the things, I'm going to say this, Shin. That was one of the things that I kind of was like skirting the issue with them as I'm telling them, like I'm studying for these tests and I'm going to open a school. And they were like, so who's going to do our nails? And I was like, well, in the beginning, I'll probably be able to keep about 20% because I'm going by what you said. I'll be able to keep about 20% of my clients, and I can probably just do you as a demo at the school. But as it started rolling and I started seeing there's no way I'm going to be able to do these people at the school, I just started like telling them, hey, why don't you try so-and-so? And, now I've got a team of ladies that I feel like is very competent. So my clients, I think, are more comfortable today.
Okay. You want me to keep playing the video? You want to take us through the video?
Sure.
Tell me when to pause it whenever.
Okay. So this is me and my family, my husband, my 2 daughters walking outside. That's my other half of my family and my friends. We're coming outside to all these great people. And my mom, you see her standing outside. She could have walked out with us, but she wanted to stand outside to see me cut the ribbon, I guess. So we're inside and they're trying to figure out what song to play. Of course, I want to play, I don't know, probably some rap song, and they wanted to play Celebrate. So I'm at this point, probably right now, having like a little pep talk with my daughters and my husband. And I'm just like, come on, let's just go do it. Let's go cut the ribbon. So we're waiting for the song. And I think that's what's. And so many of my clients came out and, I was just really excited, but then again, at the same time, kind of like anxious, like, oh my God, I hope everybody is safe. And, so we had a photographer who was there, and there's my husband in his tuxedo. He owns that tuxedo, by the way. Yeah. So photographer is like,
Can I celebrate this with you?
celebrate my love for nails and education and the next generation in Charlotte. So, welcome. I'll have more to say later. So one of the things I didn't tell you yet is I'm the first Black-owned nail school in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
It's really exciting. I mean, anybody who is thinking about getting into your program and thinking about opening a school, I mean, I just want you to know the feeling when that happened is like no other. Because you just, I mean, most of us have never seen anybody that looks like us do anything like that. And so every day, even when I pull up at my school, I just feel like, thank you, God. Like this is my school, you know.
You're gonna inspire a lot of people.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. You can stop me on any of these pictures.
So let's go to the one next to it that says manifest.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah. So last year, I guess it would have been not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before, Louis Vuitton had a Christmas party. And I usually get invited to a Christmas party because I usually spend too much money throughout the year. But anyway, I got invited to the Christmas party and they had a calligrapher there who, you know, like when you bought something was writing things on gift cards. You could get whatever you wanted to get put on a card, you know, to give to somebody else. But I told them I wanted my word for the year for 2020 to be manifest. And I had really been doing, you know, some work, some therapy work that year, 2019, and some personal, I guess, energy, you know, just trying to change my mindset and how I handle certain situations. So that was my word for the year. And so last year I spent a lot of time like writing down goals and writing down intentions and praying and, you know, just trying to understand manifesting the things that I want. And so that was my year for doing that. And pretty much everything, and my husband says, is like everything that I set my mind to do, I do it and it happens. So that was, that's what I just want to say about that.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that was, I don't know, you can see in there wasn't even any furniture in there, but that picture I took, actually I did I go to Detroit that weekend and I came home?
We couldn't find any desk in Charlotte.
Oh, okay, so here's the thing. So Mary had told me about these desks that apparently all the nail schools are using, right? So I was like at IKEA. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get some. So for 2 months, I had the building and I didn't have any desk. So I went home for Thanksgiving to visit my family. And when we got there, the IKEA there had desks. I bought 15. They had all, yeah, pretty much all the desks. So I bought 15 desks and shipped them home FedEx. So that picture was, I came home right from the airport and my husband was like, do you want to go up to the school? So I went to the school and that quote, she believed she could, so she did. So that's me. And that's also in Spanish. So, but I don't really speak Spanish.
Now you got a nice logo. Tell us about this logo.
I did it myself in Canva Pro.
𝗪𝗏 has a course on that Canva. A lot of people have been taking.
Yeah. Canva. If you're a small business and sometimes, you know, if you are pretty much like a little bit of a creative and can work your, you know, maneuver around most websites or work your way around it, Canva is a great tool. But if not, you can hire someone like Grinding by Faith to do it, and you know, they'll do amazing.
Send us to the next picture. Where we going next?
Let's see.
Take us on a journey. Now your nail.
Okay, go up. Look at the kits. Look at the kits for my students. So where it says sneak peek of the kits. Yeah.
It's out.
Look at those kits, okay? These ain't no baby kits. These are for professionals. Like I want my students to have the best of everything. Like people who are my clients know that I use the best products. I don't have a problem with charging, but they don't have a problem with paying because they know that I'm using the best on them. I'm not using no discount products on them. I'm not using any like stuff that you can go in Walmart and get. All of the things that I use on my clients is the same thing that my students are using on each other and with our new clients that'll be coming into the salon. It's all 𝗕𝗿𝗘 products. And if you know anything about 𝗕𝗿𝗘 products, I mean, it's straight like integrity. It's a woman-owned business. She's a former nail tech that makes like some of the best products in the country. And I just happen to have been, I guess, honored to be a former educator. And now I should probably say this, I'm the first school. They've developed a online learning portal through Canvas and Instructure. I'm the first school that they developed it for outside of 𝗕𝗿𝗁. So they have a 40-hour boot camp that they developed for 𝗕𝗿𝗁 cosmetology students. I'm the first nail school that they piloted the program with. So they put together a 600-hour program for me, even though in North Carolina, you could only, well, you can get more hours, but it's only required that you have 300 hours of education, clock hours. Yep.
Where are we going next?
You can go up some.
Up here or down?
I guess up would be this way for me. So
Right.
timeline, I'm gonna find where I announced it. You can go some more. I'm
Your
gonna
nails stuff looks really good.
Thank you. So the middle picture is me and my daughter's Thanksgiving. Yeah, those are me and my girls. So my daughter on the left, she's a hairstylist in Houston. Shout out 𝗙𝗥𝗘. And then my other daughter, she does my graphics. That's Kelly, that's 𝗪𝗏𝗍. She actually did our school hoodies and our bags that we have as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And then that's my husband, Earl. And I think the next picture might be my dad or
That's
my mom and then my dad.
okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my little modern family. So yeah, if you go up some. So the picture in the middle where you see me right there, that's when, and I got like over 7,000 views. That's when I announced to the world and my clients that I was opening a school. So at that point, I had already been working on the school, building the school. I had been taking my tests for my instructor licenses, and I was ready to tell everybody that that I was opening a school. Yeah. And I was very nervous about it. I was very nervous about it. I mean, because you just don't know. I really feel like this is what God had for me to do. But at the time when I was given the announcement, I knew that a lot of my clients would be upset. And, you know, at the end of the day, I still needed to be able to make money until the school opened.
Right.
And I still wanted to do my clients. And I knew that once I started saying like that I was going to have a school, some of them would start looking for, you know, other techs and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know when to stop.
So, I mean, that's just those are pictures of my work, you know, some transformations and stuff. Like I really enjoy doing nails. I really love nails, but now I'm finding that I'm really like I love being at my school. Like I don't even feel like exhausted when I leave or anything.
How does it feel when you drive up to that school? How do you feel being a school owner?
It feels like this is my school. You know, like this is my school. And the students, I mean, right now I currently have 7 students, which is a good amount. State board initially said that I could have, I guess 10, you know, 10 start out in the clinic or in the theory. And then once those 10 kind of are able to get to the floor, then I can have 10 more. So really I can have 20 students during the day and 20 students at night. So that is like very exciting. That's real exciting at $3,500 each.
And you ain't got to do no physical labor.
No physical labor. I'm walking around with books talking about we're going to do these evaluations. Okay, let's get this hand washing evaluation together. So it's just real exciting.
Mhm.
If I'm not eating lunch, it's not because I'm working so hard that I forgot to eat lunch. It's just that I just didn't eat lunch. But I even scheduled a lunch for the students. So to make myself eat and make them eat. So we've only been in school a few days, and I mean, I've got them touching acrylic already. First day, you're gonna get this acrylic because you're not gonna tell anybody in these streets that you didn't learn anything from me. So we're moving along pretty good, at a pretty good clip.
Mhm. Now, how was it when you got that first student?
My first student. So when I posted it, people started like DMing me right away, like, oh, I want to join. I want to join. So, you know, I kind of had a figure in my head of how much I wanted to charge, but I was looking at what other people were charging. And I was like, I'm going to be the most expensive. But then I would remember what you said, like, just charge what you feel like you should charge. And even for me, I'm like, really, that's only $10 a credit hour. I make more than $10 an hour when I was doing nails, but it was a harder business, right?
Mhm.
So I was looking at, you know, across the country, what other people were charging. And I know that I charge more than anybody in Charlotte, but I also know that I'm going to give more. I have more personal experience, more professional experience in the industry. So I should charge more.
Yeah.
And no one has had a problem paying me.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you taught me that. Because I would hear guys, literally, I would hear guys on here talking about they're getting like $10,000 and $20,000 for barber schools, and you know, or even cosmetology schools, and they're telling me, you know, or they're saying on the videos how much they're making. And because I don't have cosmetology and it's only 300 hours, I'm like, I need to get as close to that as I possibly can for it to make sense for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, their cosmetology schools now charging $35,000.
Yeah.
I never thought I was charging $20,000 back in the day. $35,000 now.
Yeah.
But look how much money they're gonna make. Would you, when you was the nail tech working, I mean, doing six figures. So that's not a bad trade-off.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. And then, you know, like my shoulder's not hurting. You know, there was a time like maybe 3 years ago, I was going to Massage Envy like every week, every 2 weeks, getting deep tissue massage because my body just could not withstand the type of work that I was doing. So then I said, okay, I'm going to stop doing pedicures. I'll just, you know, do nails and let the young people do the pedicures and stuff like that. And it did like ease off some. I started going like maybe every 2 or 3 weeks. But then as I'm getting older, I'm 53. So
look at you don't look no 53.
I'm 53.
Black no crack.
But it will get ashy and peel if you don't take care of it. So, you know, like my hands, you know, I would just start to feel it in my body. You know,
when you came home, like, because I've seen some stylists wear black gloves, get carpal tunnel, neck hurt. Tell us about that.
Right. So thank God I never had issue with carpal tunnel, but around the holidays, say like Christmas and what I call W2 flu, you know what W2 flu is?
Nope. What is that?
So that's around tax time when the ladies start getting their tax refunds back, and then they come in, they got all this money, they want to get everything done. They want the nails done, the feet done, they want everything, and they just throwing the money at you. So I call that W2 flu. And so when people have the W2 flu, you're not turning away any of the money. So I mean, I would leave, oh my God, my hands would be hurting. I'd be soaking my hands at night, just not eating, hangry. I mean, all of it. So yeah, shoulders would be hurting, hands would be hurting. I'd come home, my husband would be like, put your hands in cold water, you know, like, so like a basketball player or something, you know, just really trying to get ready for the next day. Like, okay, they coming with all the money, you know, they coming with their checks. You got about 5 kids coming with them, kids sitting in the corner, and they getting all the stuff, you know, running up the check. And I'm just sitting there like, you know, doing all the stuff. Yeah, so. Junk nails, diamond nails, Swarovski, whatever you want during January, February, and maybe the first 2 weeks of March, it's on. It's on. Yeah. And then add to that, in Charlotte, we had the CIAA.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
then you had people coming from out of town, you got celebrities coming, everybody want everything. Again, this is still during W2 flu. So now you got people coming from out of town throwing money at you. And it was amazing. It's been a great ride.
Mm-hmm. How has your family reacted with you being a school owner?
They love it. They love it. My family, they all love it. They have all been supportive. Like I said, my daughter, one of my daughters is a hairstylist. The other one does graphics. So, it's just all working together really well. My husband, Earl, who you've talked to before, he's the business strategist. So, like we'll sit and talk and I'll just be like, what do you think about this idea? And he doesn't really know anything about the beauty industry, but he knows about people and, running businesses. So
he's probably a good financial aid director too. When you get a credit and get financial aid.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got some questions too. Do you have time to answer some questions?
Sure.
Okay. For somebody that's thinking about opening a school.
Oh, let me say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have gotten quite a bit of DMs about your program,
Mm-hmm.
right? And people ask me, and maybe they're asking me because they feel like, okay, this is someone who looks like me, who invested her money, who is, a real person, right? And so they want to ask me questions. And so I've answered the questions, some of them where I've had time to do it. And so one of the things that I want to say when people are DMing me, like, you have to take a chance on yourself. If you're not going to take a chance on yourself, like asking me these questions is not going to help you. So I took a risk because my friend was willing to take a risk, and I trusted her judgment. And so I just kind of put it out there. But in business, if you're not willing to take a risk, this is the wrong business. As an entrepreneur, put your money where your mouth is.
Now, why do you feel a lot of African Americans, we're a little different when it comes to investing in ourselves, when investing in things?
Right.
Why do you feel like that? What is it with us, or some of us?
I think a lot of times it's just that we've never seen anybody that look like you help us, right? Who have had the level of experience that you've had, and just be willing to share. Not that you're sharing for free, but like I've told other people, because I did have people along the way help me, even after I bought your program, that own nail schools, right? Who have helped me. And they said, well, why did you buy his program? I said, well, I bought his program because I needed the shortcuts. I don't have time to be sitting up, looking up all these laws and these rules and pulling up all this paperwork. Like, someone who reached out to me, I guess has been in the process trying to do it on their own for like 2 years. Who's got 2 years to do that? You know how much money you can make if you had your school open in 2 years? Just pay the $5,000 or the $10,000. You're going to make it back your first class.
When I joined 23 years ago, I joined Ms. Velma's Gold program. It was $20,000. She gave me a payment plan. This is 23 years ago in 1998.
Right.
Everybody told me I was crazy. They called me all kind of names. And this was a white woman who was making over $1 million a month, had a chain of schools. Now, the third year, I got accredited in record time.
Right.
That third year, the government gave me $513,000. This is
but you made the money back the first year.
Yeah, I did. But I got accredited that third year. See, most school owners don't get accredited within 3 years. That's record time. That's the quickest you can do it. So had I not had her team to do that, I would not have got accredited in 3 years. I probably would have got accredited, but it probably would have been 5 years, 4 years. Had a fourth year, I got $800,000. The fifth year, $1 million. So wow. A lot of times it's biblical. Even Jesus had 12 disciples. Solomon, one of the richest men in the Bible, connected with Pharaoh. So when you connect, that's biblical. You can get places faster, quicker, like what you just said. So that's something that I want.
You got the plate. We're gonna pass the plate now.
Oh, okay. Hey, y'all pass it. Hey, and we can talk about money with the school thing. Ecclesiastes 10:19. feast is made for Mary, but money answers all things. That's in the Bible. This school, 4 different streams of income. You're getting tuition, vending, products, clinic floor. So we can keep going. Now we're gonna
Can I add another link?
Yeah.
Another, I guess, stream would be that I never thought about before, but I saw you do it, and so I'm going to do it. If you own a school, you should have tutorials. You should have mastermind classes so that for the people who already maybe went to another school that didn't learn enough, they can still take some master classes from on your page and still be learning. So that's stream 5.
and when you close on Sunday and Monday, I used to have advanced classes
Right.
in barbering, and I would target women because the hairstylists couldn't cut men's hair, and I would target Caucasians because a lot of them couldn't cut curly wavy kinky hair.
Okay.
So it was just money, boom, 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 boom. All right. There's a lot of questions on here. Yeah, tell everybody about Earl, your husband.
Okay.
You got a great husband. I've talked to him on the phone. That's a blessing because it's not many of us good being out here. You got
excuse me, it's not many of us good women out here either.
it's a lot of y'all.
Oh, okay.
Bunch of y'all, but not many of Earls.
Yeah.
Tell
Earl.
everybody about Earl.
You want to come in here?
Behind every great man, there's a greater woman. We all know that.
Right.
So Earl's a smart guy.
Yeah. Earl's a smart guy. He's a reluctant entrepreneur. Earl's a musician by trade. And I think when you talked to him, he told you that he's in manufacturing. It's like a supervisor, manager in manufacturing. So he knows how to handle people. He helps me be a lot more, what's the word?
Accommodating.
He helps me be a lot more accommodating with the people where hey, Erica, where I can't necessarily see myself being. He's a lot more diplomatic with the people. So
Earl, tell us, how did you feel about Chris, your wife, wanting to open this school, and tell us from a husband standpoint about this journey?
For one, I was 100% behind it. I've always encouraged her to push Buff Salon to the next level. At one point, we were having discussion about putting out some type of product line, but she really wasn't feeling that. And then, like she mentioned earlier, we did discuss a school with another individual, but at that time, it just wasn't conducive. But whatever she wants to do in her trade, I've always been behind her. Everything she touches, it just turns into glitter, gold, whatever, because she knows what she knows. And what she doesn't know, she's going to go out and find out how to do it. And she's going to do it rather quickly, and it's going to happen. We found the building basically we were forced to move out into a new neighborhood because where we were living, they were getting rid of our housing. So we moved to this different neighborhood that we both, we were like, we just kind of had to move. But how God would have things to happen, he forces you out of your comfort zones. Had we not moved out of that neighborhood, we wouldn't have the school that's literally like basically in the backyard.
yeah, it is.
Like she says,
because I would have never came over
she would have
here.
never came on this side of town.
Yeah.
But because of different circumstances that pushed us out of our comfort zone, because we definitely, where we were living, we were super comfortable. We had lived there for 11 years of the 12 that we've been here. And had we not moved, we wouldn't be around the corner. And then the shop is not even that far from here either. It's like 10 minutes. So everything is just like divinely purposed. Everything around is around our home, our business. We can get to both of them very quickly. So when Chris said she wanted to do this, it just happened to be, like you said, COVID was really hard.
COVID don't owe me nothing, Chin, okay?
COVID
don't owe me nothing.
It doesn't. It was really
don't owe me
hard. We've had friends and family members that were sick and we've lost some. But in COVID, there were some resources that were afforded to both of us that we decided to take a chance. Like, who opens a business in the middle of a plague? Let's just be, this is a plague in the land right now. And we opened a school. We opened a school and we have six students. It's not excuse me, we have 7. It's not like we go around the corner and it's all nice and there's nobody there. It's actually people there and people still calling every day wanting to sign up.
Yeah.
So like you said, COVID owes us nothing, but the bigger picture is that God looks out for babies, fools, and Earl.
Chris and Earl.
And Chris and Earl. Exactly.
Yeah.
In that order.
How did it feel cutting that ribbon, Earl?
It was a relief that phase was over. We had one more hurdle with state board. When we did state board a couple of weeks ago, that felt like the ribbon cutting for me, because now, like, we could actually come home and take our hair down, because the stress level in this house was ridiculous. Just, we would get into arguments over candles. It got to the point where it was just like, we just gotta get this state board lady off our neck. Because she didn't really go into it, but this lady that she was talking to down there for the city,
it can be challenging.
Oh my God. Every day.
When we open schools, people of color, even dealing with whatever race they was, I'm not gonna go into that, but
correct.
This is going to a high level, and a lot of times they don't want us to reach that level, whether it's
they don't, and
whether it's black or white.
It just felt like this individual was just throwing every day a new obstacle. Oh dang, they figured that out. Okay, I gotta throw another obstacle. So when they finally did send the inspectors out, it was the total opposite. These ladies came in.
Well, I had been praying, like, God, you've got to make this happen. But it's part of the whole manifest thing that I've been saying, like, I could see myself in my school teaching. I knew that's where I was supposed to be. Like, I could visualize myself in my school teaching in front of students. So I knew that was what was supposed to happen. It was just a matter of when it was going to happen. And
the ladies came in and they looked like Tammy Taylor to me. They were 2 ladies. And I said the 2 Tammy Taylor ladies came in and they said, we got to get you open today.
Yes.
And they were just like, they just came in and took over. They just started doing stuff. I sat in the parking lot and they were in there like, oh no, you got to fix this, girl. You got to fix this. Oh, we're going to get you open today. And longer than short, they left and we had a 99 and we were open.
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
I mean, they were moving furniture, because I had 15 stations. And so I'm just trying to use all of them. They're like, oh no, you got to move this one out. You got to put this. And I'm like, okay, well, let me get it. They're moving furniture, like state board is moving furniture so that I can have enough, room to do everything. And they're measuring stuff out. One of the things about me with Earl, like, I am very specific. If I want something, I'm very specific. And I knew state board was going to be like that. So the night before, I had him buy neon dot stickers, right? And we measured each station, the amount of space, everything, so that when they came and they saw the stickers, they was like, oh, yeah, I've already measured this for you. Don't even worry about it.
But then they were like, yeah, but you got to move this.
Yeah, you got to move this. You got too many in here. So it just worked out with that.
But at the end of the day, both of our purpose for this business, not only to make money and generate generational wealth, is for people. When I'm going to talk about people of color, people our color need to see this.
Yes.
2 people married together and opening something that you didn't think you could see. Yeah. There in this city, the nail schools are Asian, Caucasian, no black. Okay.
We're the biggest consumers, but we don't own anything.
We go, when we go to the nail supply, it's Asians. And we've been going to this same nail supply for 12 years. And the Asians still, not the people that work there, but the people that are in there buying stuff because it's only for professionals, they still look at me and her like, what are you doing here? You know, and my thing is, we're in here every week. You see us, you know why we're in here, you know, and the owners, they always treat us with respect. But long-term goal is that we have our own nail supply and hair supply. Because I can remember as a kid going to buy my hairbrush and hair grease from a black beauty supply store in my neighborhood. Why am I buying from people that don't even use my products? Whites are not coming to buy stuff from me.
Well, Jews, they keep everything in a circle.
Yeah.
One of my friends is Jew. I'm not going to go deep into that, but
Yeah. But I just really want our people to see that you can be successful. You can be more than just the operator. You can be the owner. You don't have to have a piece of the pie. You can own the oven.
Yeah, I hope that's right. And for them seeing you all, when we see people that look like us, that gives us hope.
Yeah.
And lets us know that we can do it.
Yeah.
So y'all gonna inspire a lot of people. That school, I see it as a ministry, as y'all's ministry.
Well, I've told her that she's a reluctant minister. She says I'm a reluctant entrepreneur.
Prophet. Yeah,
that picture of you or her and I standing there, that's the pastor and first lady. It's just our church is nails and education. Everything is not will you come and give your life to Christ? Ministry is also empowering people to be able to feed themselves and take care of their families and generate generational wealth.
And the two of y'all, the Bible says if one can slay 1,000, it says two can slay 10,000.
Let's start taking
That's
off.
the power.
Pass the plate.
The power connection.
Pass the plate.
So that's great.
Yeah.
That's really, that's great. We got some questions. They got some questions for you, Chris.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Okay. So let's see here. Because I hadn't checked the chat box, but you got a lot of questions up in here. All right. Let's see.
Oh, I see some questions. Do you want me to answer some that I can see?
Yeah, you can answer them. Where's your school located in Charlotte? Because they're familiar with Charlotte.
Okay, so we're near the airport. We're off of Queen City Drive, off of 85. So if you know how to get to Charlotte Airport, Charlotte Douglas Airport, we're around the corner. We're on Queen City Drive. If you know where 𝗙𝗏 is, if you know where Rooms to Go is, we're right off the freeway in the Carolina Business Park. So we're in an industrial park that has been like super amazing for us. So, and pray and make sure it's something they want to do. Don't just do it because of the money, because it's not just about the money. You have to want to serve people. You have to want to help people. You have to want to be okay with helping the next generation of whichever kind of beauty professional that you're going to be instructing, helping them get to the next level.
Okay.
Fellow business owners, entrepreneurs, get your paperwork together, okay? Get your paperwork together. This is the time to do it, meaning make sure you have your EIN. If you can apply for your LLC in your state, get your paperwork together so that when these grants open and there's money out there, they don't have a problem giving it to you. They don't have a problem giving it to you. It's so easy. Get your business bank account, get your EIN. It's $1. $1.
You can qualify up to $150,000 in the PPA. Chris said, if you get your paperwork together, then you can get this paper from the government. They're giving away money right now.
Yes.
You can get a loan.
Looking for people to give it to. And it probably wasn't intended for us to get it, but just by the nature of how things are, we got to get some of it. And as if you give me my little bit, I know how to make it work. Give me my little bit.
And
so
you'll get at least $600 for filing tax. I got a check twice.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much money
Just
you
for doing
make,
my taxes.
just for filing your taxes. They sent me a check twice for $600.
Right. Just for doing something that you that you probably need to do anyway.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
y'all need to listen to Chris. Get your paperwork together.
Stand for anybody who's watching this, you know, like they may feel like this just sounds too good to be true. Well, it probably does sound super easy, but you do have to do the work.
Yeah, you're gonna have to work.
You do have to do the work. So it's not like you get the blueprint and then your school is open tomorrow. You literally are going to have to like go through the blueprint. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of forms and things like that. So you have to really want it, and you have to go through and dissect what works for you. With us being a nail school and it's only 300 hours, we probably can't get accredited in North Carolina unless we increase our hours. So one of the things that I had talked to my family about, my daughter, who's a cosmetologist in Houston, she's going to, you know, apply for reciprocity, come here. Then we can do a cosmetology school. Then we can do.
And there have been people that went through the program in some other states. They were like 300 hours or whatever. All you have to do is contact the board and ask them, hey, can I add another 300 hours?
Mhm.
Some state boards have done that, which when the school went through accreditation, they were fine. They had the 600 hours. Now, a school can become accredited with 150 hours, a program. But when they go to the U.S. Department of Education, it must be a 600 clock hour accredited. So if you can get that other 300 added, maybe later on down the road before going into accreditation, that'd be a way around that. Now, why would people think, wow, it's not real? Because I get that DM too.
Because it just seems, because we have never seen anyone. First of all, I tell people, oh yeah, my mentor, he owns 17 barber schools. They're like, what? Like, it's something that you don't think that someone who has been in your position is going to openly share, even though, I mean, obviously you're paying for the information, but people have said to me, why did you pay that money? I said, look, I've paid to go to master classes. I've paid to be part of masterminds. I've paid to go to trade shows and take classes, you know. So to me, it's all the same. If you are not willing to pay, then you're not willing to play in the next league.
They won't get there faster, or quicker, no other way. I can assure people and I can promise them, when they go through accreditation, that's going to be a whole nother animal, a totally different gorilla.
Yeah.
Schools call every day. 100 schools went through candidate status last year. 40 of them reached out. We did 40 of those ISSs out of 100, out of the whole United States.
Wow.
And we got more coming. So Miss Velma, that lady, she really laid everything down. I mean, she was a blessing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's over 3,000 documents back there. Now, you're not going to use them all at once, but going through the process, you're going to need to read all of them. I don't know.
And who's got 2 years to do that? I mean, I just don't have the time. Even if I wasn't in the, even if I was in the salon working, by the time I get off, I don't have the time to be doing all that research. And I don't have the energy to do it. So at the same time, I can go to work, make the money, and just pay you.
They won't have the energy. When I opened my school, 1998, I was 26 years old. I just got out of prison, the penitentiary, where I was working 17 hours a day, hard labor, wasn't eating no bad food or nothing. I was in the best shape of my life. No children, was moved it and was living at home with my mom at 26 years old and opened my school. So I still needed a team where I could pick up the phone and call Miss Velma, questions, problems, going through accreditation, that 200 to 300 page document that has to be 100% correct. When NACAS came to the school, I'd overlooked a couple of documents, just human error, called her, they emailed it. So I had zero limitations. Then her just connecting me with the right people for the audited financials. I mean, there's a whole lot connecting me to the smart system, the fame, just a lot of different things. And there are a few things in that program until y'all get accredited, and go to this other level, there are a couple of things that y'all don't know. Okay.
Right.
That's not even in there. So if y'all go fast track, information is expensive, but ignorance is more expensive. And if y'all want accreditation within 3 years, because the money is there, they're gonna give y'all the $10,000. The student just gotta have a high school diploma, GED, and if they're not rich and they hadn't defaulted on another student loan, they're gonna wire the money to your account. Y'all think this COVID money, no, y'all gonna get this money, you're not gonna sleep. You talking about, Chris talking about, well, I couldn't sleep. When she gets accredited and these 10 students start, and she know that the government is going to wire this money at any given moment, my computer would stay on and I literally could not sleep. I'm a former cocaine dealer. I've never seen money made so fast. I didn't think that was better than cocaine money. Government money wired to your account is better than kilo money. I'm from the streets and I'm telling y'all, I saw Miss Velma, this Caucasian lady, I saw where she was getting $1 million consistently. She showed me her Bank of America account. And all the black people told me, oh, you investing with this white woman? You're gonna do this? I'm here to tell you all. And I don't even tell y'all, hell, I made more money in real estate than the school. Yeah, they gave me 17 million or whatever, but I mean, I had to tell y'all this. Those same people, them same negative family members and friends are still working in the shop. The school will change your life.
Yeah.
Financially, status, break generational curses, your body. My mama's still living because of that school. She's 76 and looking like Chris's mom. Why? I was able to retire her 17 years ago. Everybody close your eyes one second. Just everybody. Now open them. My mama went to work so early it was dark outside. When she came home, it was dark. She never ate lunch with me. Not one time. She had to work. Christmas, we got $100 bill. We grew up on a big fat government cheese, the powdered egg, powdered milk. My mom was married to an African. My biological dad's African. Y'all see how big my head is, receding hairline. He had another wife back in Nigeria. She found out after 10 years of being married to this man, had 3 kids. She divorced him. We were homeless, moved in with my grandparents. I'm telling y'all this because that school, me opening that raggedy small school, I didn't come out the gate like Chris. Doesn't matter how y'all, and all y'all won't be able to come out the gate like Chris. To have the ribbon cutting and the nice extravagant, it does, if you can, great. But if you can't, do what you can. Because 3 years is gonna pass by so fast. Time moves fast. And I mean, Chris has created generational wealth for her. Her mom is seeing this dream. Her husband, Earl, her 2 children. Hell, everybody in my family got their license, except my mama. I can say it now because I'm retired and sold the schools and everything. Even when they didn't come to my school, they got their license. My niece, my brother, my sister, everybody's licensed. Everybody else takes care of their family. I took care of my family. My mentor told me that. So that's something y'all can think about. And if you do it, don't tell everybody your business. Don't let the left hand know what the right hand's doing.
Right.
Because when y'all get these schools, people are going to get jealous of you all. They're going to try to turn you in for stuff. They don't want to see you make it. They don't want to see you on this high horse. Everybody don't want to see y'all win. We can keep going. Y'all get me on this thing because they're asking you more questions, Chris. How many people work with you at your school and what is your position?
Okay, so I just have 2. I just have Earl, who's the HR, janitor, business strategist, moving man, painter, contractor. And then I have a young lady named, IT, yep. And then I have another young lady named Anais, who has been working the front desk for me. And she won't even let me pay her. She says she just wants to serve and help and be there to help me. She's my client, and she's like been super incredible. But when you don't pay folk, you can't tell them what to do really. So I'm getting somebody on this payroll real quick. So Yeah, but so it's just the two of us and it's Anais and I there during the day, and then if Earl needs to come and help do something, he will.
Now who does your hair? Your hair looks good. And who does your makeup? Because I looked at your,
Anais does my makeup.
does
She
she?
do everything.
Oh yeah, she the jack of all trades.
Yeah, she does everything. So my daughter Erica, though, she does my hair. So I have microlinks. So any women who have been like,
It looks natural. It just
shout out 𝗕𝗥𝗘. Yeah. So I have the microlinks so I can, put it up, back, all that stuff.
all right. What are your hours?
Okay, so we're closed Sunday and Monday. Tuesday it's 9 to 5. Wednesday and Thursday we're 9 to 7. Friday 9 to 5, and Saturday 9 to 3. Living my life like it's golden.
Okay, so we're gonna leave this with living my life like it's golden. We just had Chris and Earl, Buff Nail Academy and Buff Nail Salon in Charlotte, North Carolina, via Detroit, Michigan. The Big D 313 in the house, yes. So we're gonna leave with that. Any last words you want to leave us with, Chris? Because I'm putting this on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere.
Chen, I just want to thank you for just giving everyone this information, because a lot of people don't buy the program, and then you're still out there every day educating the people and teaching them. I appreciate my friend Mary for finding you and introducing you, because a lot of times people will find somebody and not, put them on, for lack of a better word. So I appreciate everything that you do. I appreciate all the people that you bring to the mastermind and the information that you bring. And thanks for sharing, and thanks for inviting us into your basement today.
I thank you for coming on to share, because when they see you, they're gonna believe.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to see more of us, because it gives us hope, gives us encouragement, inspiration. So I thank you. So we're gonna leave with